But looking at question 3 from the survey, communication and collaboration, the participants of the survey, that's not happening very often. It's not happening at all with other schools. And so we need to see a way we could, how could we change that? How can we encourage that? What are some activities we could do? Do you guys have any suggestions?
Well, if there's other schools that have the capability, I don't know what the obstacle might be, bandwidth, something like that, it could be that we collaborate with other classrooms during class. An 8th grade class from our school could do something with an 8th grade class from maybe Stover and collaborate on a unit perhaps. Or one side could be the colonists if they're doing some type of history Revolutionary War unit. The other one could be representing England and their views.
That would be interesting. Maybe they could even do a debate from the 2 different schools. That would be awesome for history. And what about an English class? What could they do?
I think that simply, especially if they don't have the technology, pen pals are always great. You can collaborate on stories using Google Docs, Google Hangouts. They can actually talk through things if it's a
Google
script.
Hangout.
Yep. So just, depending on what the assignment is, I think it really lends itself easily to communication.
I think that would be an excellent idea. Something I've thought about for a math class, maybe I really like doing Evaluate this year, maybe finding another school that does Evaluate. It would be nice to be able to compare each test course to someone else, because right now, being the only 7th grade math teacher, I have no clue how other people are doing it. I'll be able to compare my results from last year, but if we had a sister math class, we could compare with them, exchange ideas with the other teacher. If they did a lot better on a test than I did, I could see what they've done differently.
You could videotape teaching styles. If you scored higher in one area and they scored higher in a different, you could videotape the teaching and swap.
Well, I can see some
swap
fun
lessons.
competition, but also celebration and, the
Yeah.
successes together. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, and my kids watching a video, seeing how another teacher's explaining it, that would be giving them a different perspective. And same thing, if we did better on a section, maybe her kids watching a video from my classroom.
Sure.
I really like it with the history department. You could even do, I know the 7th grade history teacher did a newscast, and that would be something on the St. Rick borders from different schools.
Well, I think with a schedule that pushes enrichment, you could have time for that.
I think that would work very well. Do you guys have any other ideas?
I think once you get into this, it could open things up to doing things with classrooms in foreign countries. You could go globally with it if you have somebody on the other end that had the technology and the capability and was willing to do that with their classes.
That would be really interesting. That'd be a great way to emphasize the communication and collaboration, and also the learning experience and seeing what you would learn, what the kids would learn from another country, from school in another country, let alone what the teacher would even be able to pick up, and just the education they would get both ways, just seeing what it's like in another school and seeing a different perspective.
Be fun to compare and contrast.
I think it really would be.
Yeah. About 20 or so years ago, I actually did communicate with a classroom in Russia.
Oh, really?
And it was amazing, but we didn't have the technology we have today, so I think it would be even more,
So
Well, too.
how'd you do it 20 years ago?
We had to hook, we used telephone, yep, and I don't even know what it was called then, but it's like the old school Skype, and they would send us videos, we would send them videos, but if we wanted it live, we had to do telecommunications.
Wow.
So, and it was a great experience, but I think today, doing the same project would be amazing with the
Well,
technology
yeah.
we have.
You could have Twitter, you could have a Facebook page for the classroom, Google Hangout. There's just so many different ways the students can communicate now without running up the phone bill.
Yep.